So a translation transforms the position of a shape. The shape stays in the same orientation, or it doesn't turn around, if you like, and proportion, the same proportion as well. It doesn't get bigger or smaller or grow or shrink. We can describe a translation using words. So we could say so many squares to the left, or so many spaces to the left or right, and so many up or down. But using a vector, as I'll show you in a second, is essential at GCSE. Now, when we're using a vector, we put them in brackets. It looks a little bit like a coordinate, except the numbers are on top of one another. So we give the movement in the horizontal direction, or the movement in the X, on top, and then we give the movement in the vertical direction, up or down, or in the Y, on the bottom. So you have your movement in the X-axis on the top and the movement in the Y-axis on the bottom. So a couple of examples to talk to you about then. If we want to describe the translation of shape A to shape B using a vector, we need to just pick one point and really focus on that point for coming up with your movements. So I'm going to choose this top corner here, and I'm thinking about the direction of movement in my x-axis. Well, it clearly moves across and it moves up 5, and then that point moves down 2. So I can express that using a vector, saying that it is 5 on top of -2. The reason it's -2 is because it's going down. I need to distinguish whether the shape moves up or down. Up is going to be positive and down is going to be negative. So that would be 5 and -2. You can pause the video here to have a go at this example. And now I'll show you how it's done. So again, you pick a point. We're going from A to B. Well, that's going backwards, isn't it, if you like? It's going off to the left. So that's a movement of -2 in the x-axis. And it's a movement of 3 places up the y-axis. So that's a +3. So I can represent that again. Remember, you want the horizontal movement on top of the vertical movement. So we have -2 on top of 3 to write it in vector form. This example is a little bit trickier, so some new notation. Look, you'll have L with an apostrophe, and L with an apostrophe is a translation of shape L. Given that the vector of the translation from L to L apostrophe was 1 over -5, show the position, the original position of shape L. One of the vertices has been done for us. Well, if the movement to get from one position to the other was 1 - 5, to undo that we just go the exact opposite. So the reverse movement, or the reverse vector, would actually be -1 and +5, the opposite movement. So instead of going to the right one, we're going to go backwards 1. Instead of going down 5, we're going to go upwards 5. So I can draw that from one point. I can go 1 to the left and 5 up, just picking any point. So I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to move 1 left. I'm going to move 5 up, and I know that that point goes there. Then I can kind of draw that shape backwards from that point, because I know that the orientation and the proportion do not alter. So I can put all the other points of the shape on. I can join them up, and I can label that up as shape L. Here's a similar example for you to have a go at. You can pause the video and have a go. And now I'll show you how I did it. So we want the reverse vector again. The reverse of this would be +4 and +1. So the original shape must be 4 to the right and 1 up, because it's +4 and +1. So again, 1 up, 4 to the right, and draw the shape. From there, I should always label it up as well. Okay, thanks for watching.